Last story but not the least says MTN Foundation celebrates 20 years of impact in Nigeria. It's on page 25 of the Guardian newspaper.
From the Guardian newspaper, I am moving on to the Daily Trust newspaper for the morning. President Tinubu world leaders congratulate Trump on election victory. 22 miners fear dead as pit collapses in Adamawa. And tax reforms, presidents should unite and not divide Nigeria. This is coming from the Bauchi governor. And another headline boldly written here says bandits adopt over 50 people in Zamfara and place 150 million naira levy on residents. Kill 10 farmers in Niger. We are working hard to tackle problem. Who made that statement? Flip over to page 3 of the Daily Trust newspaper. Lagbaja's death, top generals for redeployment. The writer says Tinubu Akpabio governors mourn. A federal executive council meeting postponed indefinitely. National flag to fly at half-mast for 7 days. That's on page 4. And down the bottom side of the Daily Trust says Kano begins registration of foreigners and disco hike prices of meters. And the final one, hashtag end bad governance protest. Bruno minors still in custody. This is coming from the defense lawyer.
The Nigerian Tribune is the next newspaper we will be looking into this morning. On the front page of the Nigerian Tribune, it says, on page 16, the headlines making the rounds, oil marketers tackle Dangote in courts. A rider under that say, no to planned monopoly in energy sector. Details will come your way soon. Tinubu directs flags to fly at half-mast as Lagbaja dies at 56. Riders under that says cancel fake meeting. Kingsmen suspend communities activities. Buhari governors NAS leadership orders mourn. It's on page 3 of the Nigerian Tribune this morning. On minimum wage, Makinde to pay all your workers 80,000 naira, consolidates NBS rating. It's on page 4. On page 7, nothing in tax bills threatens your existence. FIRS chairman assures Naseni, NITDA and tenfold. It's on page 7 of the Nigerian Tribune. On page 4, Tinubu world leaders congratulates Trump as he emerges 47th U.S. president. Rider under that says, why Americans dumped Harris. It's on page 4. On page 24, reps move to compel president to give account of state worship before laying budgets. On page 14, experts expresses concern on rise in head and neck cancers related to HPV. On page 14 of the Nigerian Tribune. On page 24, NYSC members call for implementation of 77,000 naira allowance. On page 5, Obasanjo, Jonathan orders loud Obaseki's achievements. The last story on the front page of the Nigerian Tribune says, court bars CBN orders from withholding Kano local government funds. It's on page 3.
From the Nigerian Tribune to the Punch newspaper, marketers sue Dangote insists on petrol import. That's on page 31. Moving to page 33, banks free to trade with deposited forex. This is coming from the CBN. Tinubu governor CDS orders mourn Lagbaja. That's on page 12. Police trained personnel to tackle election violence. That's another one talking about Ondo governorship poll. And INEC tests beavers at mock accreditation. That's also still talking about Ondo election. That's on page 39. We are staffed locked up with criminal. We were staffed locked up with criminals. This is coming from the minors, and that's on page 2. And police denied maltreatment as released protesters narrate 3 months ordeal behind bars. Consumers protest as disco hike meter price by 28%. That's on page 32. And Lagos sanctions Julius Berger over engineer's death on site. And Lagos Calabar Highway property owners reject 18 billion naira compensation. And that's on page 32. On the international scene, world leaders salute Trump as president-elect and vows to end illegal migration. Okay, world leaders salute Trump as president-elect, vows to end illegal immigration. And Tinubu eyes cordial United States-Africa relations. Harris concedes raise diplomat list expectations. That's on the foreign scene, and that's it for the Punch newspaper.
The Vanguard is the next paper we shall be looking into, and the headlines making the round on the front page of the Vanguard says, on U.S. poll, the president to haul, Kamala charges Trump. As Tinubu, Biden, world leaders orders hail him on page 15. On that same page of 15, we have the pictorial illustration of the president-elect Donald Trump delivering his victory acceptance speech in Florida, United States of America yesterday. It's on the front page of the Vanguard this morning. Hand bad governance. Go after real culprits, not minors. Emir Sanusi disclosed this on page 30 of the Vanguard newspaper this beautiful Thursday edition. For second time in 4 months, Discos raised meter prices by 28.3%. It's on page 9. On page 7 of the Vanguard newspaper, Tinubu, Akpabio, governors, Obimon as Kwas Lagbaja dies. On page 5, do not allow Dangote take over energy sector, oil marketers tell courts. On pages 6 and 11, gunmen abduct over 100 peasants in Zamfara Catholic priest in Imo. Zenith Bank reassures customers following successful IT upgrade. It's on page 19. Moving to page 26, court stop decisions on 5 project worth $50 billion, says federal government. It's on page 19. And on sport, finally, Morocco 2025, Hikang, Lukman Simon, 19 others get up for Benin and Rwanda. That's all on the front page of the Vanguard newspaper this Thursday edition.
Okay, that's it for the 4 segments of the Morning Rush this morning. We'll catch a break right now. When we come back, we'll be giving you details of some of the headlines we gave to you earlier. Don't go nowhere. It is still the Morning Rush from Erie, not 6.1 FM.
Feeling stuck? Need a boost of inspiration? Look no further. The dew of motivation is here.
You are listening to
Erie 96.1.
your favorite radio station for non-stop classics.
We are the king.
Starting with Oyo State story, Oyo State report. Makinde approves 80,000 naira minimum wage for workers. The Oyo State government on Wednesday approved a minimum wage of 80,000 naira for state workforce. In a statement by the Commissioner for Information and Orientation, Dr. Yelade, in Ibadan, the state capital, the technical committee set up by the government recommended and got approval from Governor Seyi Makinde for the implementation of the new salary scale. Oyelade recalled that only last month, a federal government agency, the National Bureau of Statistics, in its latest employment statistics published for 2024 rated the state friendly state in the whole of southern Nigeria, owing to a significant decline in the state's unemployment rate following a series of high-pitched employment of workers into various sectors of the state. Speaking further, the commissioner reiterated that the governor had already paid the backlog of gratuity from 2008 to 2015 for pensioners, with an increase in gratuity payments for them at both the local government staff pensions board and those paid by the Ministry of Establishment and Training. He added that the governor also puts back into the payroll pensioners whose names were removed by the immediate past administration and giving all pensioners annual Christmas and New Year chicken bonus. Quite a rollout of achievements for the Oyo State government. But they started off with the 80,000 naira minimum wage. At this point, are we supposed to, are we still making a fuss over it?
Well, the fact is there's a national minimum wage, that is law. And it says the minimum wage. It doesn't say the maximum wage. That's the minimum. That's the bottom. So we've seen governors pay 71. And we should be on the lookout for governors who are not going to pay. I will always reference Zamfara. Zamfara just started paying 30,000 during this year's Salah. I can't recall the exact month, maybe April or May. That was when Zamfara started paying 30,000. And there were labor unions, TUC and NLC in those states. What were they doing? What were the options? You're always between the devil and the deep blue sea. They say you take what we can pay. We cannot pay 70, we can pay 60. You take that or we retrench, you understand? But believe you me, I think without any prejudice, you got to give it to the governor of your state. He has been decently worker-friendly from day one. I recall during his inauguration, he said that something to the effect of the minimum wage and he said he was going to take care of things as time progressed. And you will recall that when things became very tough, I think it was wage award they called it. I think it was 25,000 or so he gave. And then even when minimum wage was decided,
welfare wage award. Welfare wage award, 25,000 to workers and 50,000 to pensioners.
So, to pensioners, we look in the whole of the Southwest. I don't even want to talk about the whole South because we're supposed to be the pace setters, except for Lagos, where of course the cost of living is higher, way higher. You can add Ogun to where cost of living is high. I'm very familiar with that terrain. Ogun gave 10,000. I think I'm not sure whether Ogun gave 10,000. What is Ogun paying now? And Ogun is generating a lot of internal revenue from the industries. Large number of industries that spilled over from Lagos, you understand? So in the days of Jakande, when Lagos started imposing maximum tax on them, they spilled over the whole of Water Axis, Abeokuta, Shagam. The industries that are there. Oyo is not generating as much internal revenue. And believe you me, and the backlog, yes, that is even more important. And the backlog of gratuities. People have told me, you see, it is not the volume, but the regularity. When you know, that is why you also notice that in your state, workers, salary earners, banks now give them, I think since 2019 that this man came back into office, banks now give them, salary advance. You just do that. No formalities. It is because of it's not the volume, it's not what it can do, but the regularity, you understand? And that brings a sense of stability. And on around so date,
25th of every month, like stated,
something is coming in. So that cycle, you can continue to manage, at least survive within that cycle. It is the stability. People can go to town and say, how much is 80,000? Even 80,000 is worth less than 30,000 that was 1 year ago. Me, I don't just criticism is the easiest thing, especially the destructive criticism is the easiest thing to do. What viable alternatives? We must look at things holistically. For me, the regularity provides stability, and stability is key.
Okay, stability is key. So for one, you'd applaud the current administration.
I will not applaud.
Okay.
I will not applaud. There's nothing to applaud if you pay salaries.
But what I mean is for at least making an effort towards stabilizing stability in the operation.
Exactly. And you know the interesting part, if you watch it, it has a way of affecting the markets, the big markets. They know they can give stuff to those who earn salary. Those who are in government, they will say, so it is that stability that it provides. So it's a good one. It's a good one. And 80,000 up from 70. It's a good one.
We'll just have to see how this, because I know whenever governments make such declaration, it has a spillover effect on other sphere of life.
It's a ripple. It's a ripple. We operate within the same closed environment, so it will impact either negatively or positively.
We just have to be on the lookout.
What they call it, grade level 01 step 1, 80,000, and then the consequential adjustment, as they call it.
Okay.
All right, how will we take my story from the Vanguard newspaper this morning? Do not allow Dangote take over energy sector, oil marketers tell courts. 3 major oil marketers in the country yesterday asked the Federal High Court in Abuja to stop what they described as plots by Dangote Petroleum Refinery and Petrochemicals FZE to monopolize the energy sector of the economy. The marketers, including AYM Shafa Limited, AA Rano Limited and Matrix Petroleum Services Limited, maintained that allowing Dangote Refinery to take over the oil sector would spell doom for the country. However, efforts made to reach the group head communications, Dangote Group Mr. Anthony Chijena, last night were unsuccessful as several calls made to his known mobile phone were unanswered, while text and WhatsApp messages were not also responded to at first time. The companies took the position in a reply they filed to challenge the competence of the suits. Dangote's firm filed to nullify licenses they secured to import refined petroleum products in the country. The marketers were cited as defendants in the suit marked FHC/ABJ/CH/1324/2024, which also adds the Nigerian Midstream and Downstream Petroleum Regulatory Authority NMDPRA and the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation Limited NLPCL as defendants. It will be recalled that Dangote Refinery had and suite queried the propriety of licenses issued to other key oil marketers to bring refined petroleum products into the country when it has not recorded any shortfall in its own operations. There is more to that story. In case you are interested, peep the Vanguard newspaper this morning for full details. The headline says once again, do not allow Dangote take over energy sector, oil marketers tell courts. What is your reaction to the marketers?
Well, let's take a look at the background. There's always a background to read. When that Dangote refinery was being touted, as the one-in-all solution to Nigeria's energy crisis, the biggest single-train refinery in the whole world. It's going to do this, it's going to do that. It's going to take the pressure off the demand for foreign exchange, and then that will enhance the value of the naira. We have heard all those hyping, and here we are. Dangote refineries live and active. What do we have? A rigmarole between NNPC, the regulator, and NNPC is also trying to play the regulator. And now Dangote goes to court and says, don't issue them licenses. They are importing substandard products. That is not their role. That is not what the PIA says. Look, we are in a deregulated energy sector now. And what does it say? Let the markets operate according to the forces of demand and supply. So how can you now start saying, don't give them license? You see, Dangote, I love that guy you quoted, the communications director of Dangote Industries. I mean, they're doing stuff. If you notice, they were dishing out information piecemeal. That is what a friend of mine calls need to know basis. Don't give out what is not needed to be known at a particular time. For a long time, we did not know the price of PMS that Dangote was selling. They refused to disclose until NNPC came out and said something. Now, you see, I found one thing intriguing. They said they are charging with the global template, with the global pricing. Oh, really? Global pricing. So, what happened to the fact that you are producing locally and you are operating in the free trade zone?
Nigerian currency.
Yeah, and you are enjoying some tax holiday, and some levies and taxes are not imposed on you. You understand? I find that. So, Dangote is, okay, we have the price, but we do not have the template of how you arrived at the price. You understand? NNPC used to do that. And then, what do they call them? When there was this PPPRA, Petroleum Products Pricing and Regulatory Agency, they will not just give us the price. They will give us the template. And you see, NNPC is a very, very strange organization. NNPC have what they call Atlas Cove. NNPC has depot in Ibadan, they have in Ejigbo, they have in Mosimi, they have in Ore. They are so one major critical component of pricing template is transport. You come from Ilori, you come and pick fuel in Lagos. You come from everybody goes to Lagos. Rather than NNPC pumping from Atlas Cove to Ibadan here, or pumping to even Ilori, or pumping to Mosimi for those who are from Ondo or Edo, or pumping to Ejigbo. You understand? Everybody, you know that's why we have that traffic log jam in Apapa.
Yes.
Tankers on the highway, damaging the highway continuously. You understand? And creating a log jam. Look at all those scenarios. Now, NNPC is a limited liability company. You see, the case of NNPC, I think we should leave that for another day. I think we should leave that for another day. But now, what makes me unhappy about all this is that everything evaporated. All that was hyped about Dangote, how it will benefit the Nigerian economy and the Nigerian. It will be cheaper. It will be this. All those were wiped away. Now, the NNPC is still importing. NNPC is issuing licenses to other entities to import. And the hyped benefit was going to be the pressure on the demand for the US dollar to import product will be reduced. And then the value of the Naira will be enhanced. NNPC itself, NNPC that has 4 refineries, is still importing and still giving license. The regulator is still giving. Look, this is the game plan. The game plan is to ensure that you continue to import, and then hidden charges will be embedded, and that is where all those guys will be making their money and laughing to the banks. Let me make one quick reference. About 3 months ago, the CFO of NNPC came out and said, okay, we're a business, we declare 3 trillion naira. The federal government says we should subsidize. Okay. And they said they were doing it at 1,200. So how come PMS is 900 now, when dollar is even higher in the exchange rate?
All right, for a minute, please, Adshope, please hold your thoughts. We need to go on this commercial break. Let's go pay some bills. When we come back, we'll move straight. Why Dangote?
Do you know know that with just 1,000 euros, you can relocate to live, study, and work in Europe? Oh yes! Starting from 1,000 euros, your dream to relocate to Europe will be a reality. This is another golden opportunity brought to you by YouFitFly to relocate with your family to countries like Spain, Croatia, Bulgaria, Albania, and many other countries in Europe too numerous to mention. Join the array of our success story now. Visit YouFitFly office at Block B, Plot 15, 7up Road, Oluyole Main Estate, Ring Road, Ibadan, or call 0808-636-3181 or 0901-111-1190. Website YouFitFly.com. Market starting from 1,000 euros. You will live, study, and work in Europe with your family.
ayé tí mo wá mi ò wá.
labanigba tá a dáyé òjò rọ̀ lásìkò tiẹ̀ òórùn rọ̀ lásìkò tiẹ̀ ṣùgbọ́n àsìkò ọ̀dá omi ò lè mọ́ wa o. tọ́pọ̀ èèyàn yóò máa dẹ̀sùn omi káàkiri ìgboro. ọ̀pọ̀ ẹlòmíì ló ti gbọ́n mi bú sínú látàrí àwọn omi ládùúgbò kódà lásìkò òjò táwọn èèyàn kan sì ń gbé mi ọ̀sọ̀rọ̀ mu. kíníkan lẹ̀ kéèsì o wípé àwọn tó ń gbẹ́bọ́ òsílẹ̀ ògọ̀ ìdẹ̀rùn ni wọ́n wà wọn ò lórí méjì. ohun tí wọn náà lè gbẹ́sílẹ̀ ni o fún lílo ọmọnìyàn àti láti fi ṣòwò jèrè. bọ́kàn rẹ bá sí fún ìkéde yìí kías draining and geological servicing company iléeṣẹ́ tó ń gbẹ́bọ́ ò lọ́nà tìgbàlódé wọ́n ní ẹ̀rọ èyí tí wọ́n fi ń wolẹ̀ mọ́bi tí omi sòódó sí bókè garibiti tó jẹ́ sẹ́lẹ̀ bí òkè sábàtì bí iléeṣẹ́ kías gbàgbẹ́ yóò kan omi gidi o wọn ò lóko wọn ò lódò wọ́n ò gbígbẹ́ níṣẹ́ tiwọn fún iléeṣẹ́ ńlá fún àdúgbò fún ìjọba àbílẹ̀ gbogbo níléeṣẹ́ ìjọba kías draining and geological servicing company ìníkẹ́ kan sí.
ní iléeṣẹ́ wọn tó wà ní nọ́mbà 26 KEC Plaza last floor wọ̀ fún bus stop Ìwó road Olódó Ìbàdàn.
GA Lawal building Caterpillar bus stop mọ́nàtà Ìwó road Ìbàdàn fún bọ́ o tọ́fẹ́ kí wọ́n bọ̀ gbẹ́ káwọn yọmi sòlùsòlù.
ẹ lè tún kàn sí wọn ní iléeṣẹ́ wọn tó wà nílùú Èkó Champions House Ọmọláyọ̀ bus stop Miran Lagos State tàbí kẹ́kọ̀ọ́ wọn sórí ẹ̀rọ ìbáraẹnisọ̀rọ̀ wọn 09084915656 tàbí 07072181726.
Bekiat Draining and Geological Servicing Company lọ́wọ́ ẹ̀ gbẹ́ bọ́ òkan sákàtà rẹ lónìí kò yé máa gbọ́n mi ọ̀rọ̀ gọ̀dọ̀ mu.
The best way to acquire global skills and access personal and professional opportunities is to study and work abroad conveniently. At Daviamite Travels Limited, you can work while study as an international student. USA, United Kingdom, Canada. You can also secure work visa permit for countries like Luxembourg, Ireland, Dublin, Finland, and other parts of Europe, Asia, and Oceania continents. At Daviamite Travels Limited, opportunities to assist European countries for football trials, visa processing, accommodation, flight tickets, transportation, visitation visa, passport issuing and renewal, Hajj and Umrah. We are located at Dagi Junction, Ilupeju Estate off Olorunda Aba Road, Akobo Ujuri Ibadan, Oyo State, or call via 0708-9908-306 or +44 740 281 2506. Viviamite Travels Limited, crafting journeys, creating legends.
Feeling stuck? Need a boost of inspiration? Look no further. The dew of motivation is here.
You are listening to
Erie 96.1.
your favorite radio station for non-stop classics.
We are the king.
Alright, welcome back to Erie 96. Alright, welcome back to Erie 96.1 FM. The Morning Rush newspaper reviews the program. Still on the matter. Ajishokbe.
Yeah.
If Nigerian put all our energy eggs in one basket by stopping importation of petroleum products,